BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. So it worked out pretty well, didn't it? Really, that Euro breakout. It's banging. She's good. She's gone all the way up to the top target now, 111. Who would have thought it, eh? Who would have thought it? So that's pretty sweet. To be fair, there could even be further continuation from here, but we are approaching major resistance, I would say, and we're more or less at major resistance. So we're talking. Oops, it's a bit messy there. There's a nice little box that we could think about. Areas of pullback, which is obviously most likely going to respond to a bounce on the old Dixie there, which might bring all markets down in the short term. So just be prepared for that. It starts basically where we are at right now. It leads all the way up to basically 112. We might get a little wick here or there, but basically I would say, I wouldn't consider shorting anything here. That was kind of mad. Don't short an uptrend, and this is an uptrend. But, just be a little skeptical about applying more longs at this position for, well, I suppose for everything in the short term, right? In the short term, wait for a pullback and then carry on with the trend, which is a serious trend. S&P yesterday continued to run exactly as expected, and with that we should also expect further continuation. I don't see why we wouldn't get our top target now and again it's a top target only on this extension of this current run. 4,545 might not happen immediately, but it looks pretty good to me, I have to say. And again, standing back, recognizing what we see here, a nice, slow and steady, but decent run. As like I was saying on the Patreon on Tuesday, and we're doing another live stream tonight because I'm not around tomorrow, about, hodler's paradise, really. We said that this is a good chance that this is the bottom for stocks. It's all on the record. Turns out it would appear that is true. I loaded up on tons of stocks around here on this bullish retest, and that's where I guess I bought some of the what would appear on the face of it really boring stocks. We're talking Tesla, Meta, Amazon, Visa. Well, I bought loads of stuff for my stocks and shares pension, basically. Thinking, oh well, they're good to go, and they've performed very well. I mean, Meta is up over 100% from there. I mean, sometimes you just have to allow time in the market to trump timing the market, And this is something I always try and reiterate to everybody, especially on the Patreon. I said, look, no one knows exactly where the bottom is, even though we can make educated guesses to where the bottoms are. It's about allocating funds into a market which over a shorter period of time, medium amount of time, several years, and in the case of my stocks and shares pension, we're talking obviously a couple of decades, but time in the market usually wins, and hodlers often win. So with that in mind, let's take ourselves to hodler's paradise, where we're on basically a sideways chart for Bitcoin. The volume's still trickling to pretty low. So yesterday we moved up to the top of the Bollinger Band, moved back down again. We're range bound, so I could see that this today, for instance, or over the rest of this week, could make our way down to 30,000 flat. If we take it to a 4-hourly, we could extend that target a little bit further down on that 200 exponential, which is around about 29,500, give or take. We do have a pump signal. We also have a short signal, so it's neither here nor there as far as this chart is concerned on the 4-hourly. Short terms are a little bit, indecisive. But the higher term time frame still operating on a very decent uptrend, looking for breakout. And if we're going to follow the rest of the market, which I expect we do, because we normally do, the rest of the market is saying, come on, follow us, join us, Bitcoin, join us. We're all having a great time up here. Come on, let's go. Bitcoin's like, hang on a minute, just let me tie my shoelaces, and I'll meet you there in a minute. And that's what I'm expecting to see, the cow. Now, remember what I said about the euro this morning? So we've already reached a relatively decent target. So a pullback is more likely required right now than further extension, but it's not something you'd want to short. So with that, we should probably expect a little retest of some of these lower zones, dipping out, our wicks below 30,000, 29,500. That's all fine because the higher term time frame is still operating on that pump signal that we're waiting for. We're still likely to benefit from the ups of all other markets. Gold looks like it's breaking out as well, which is exactly what we have been talking about, where stocks reach a certain peak and then gold decides it's going to move on from that. So yesterday, a clear move up to the top of the band. Today, we're sort of pushing the top of the band. To be honest, this does now look like a clear breakout, and I would expect a new all-time high to be formed on gold. And my analysis that I applied, my theory, should I say, is that yes, stocks are running high against what most people would have expected. Dixie is going down again. People didn't expect that. Who told you where the top was? I told you. And euro and even the pound running. And all we're waiting for now is for crypto to play catch up with all of this, right? And I think that there is going to be a rotation from stocks into gold. Look, if you're holding loads of dollars right now, you've made a tragic miscalculation here. I said that this is very likely to be the peak. Let's look for a decent bounce in all markets. That bounce continued as the Dixie fell down. We've been able to play this area, this range relatively well. We speculated about a breakout, but again, without any form of golden cross on this higher term time frame like this daily, all we should really be expecting is death cross retests. We didn't even get those, to be honest with you. And we've just got a series of high, low, lower high, and now a lower low with a short signal. And I'd be looking for this to continue to break down now. Probably down into the mid-90s. So with all of that, if you're holding an inordinate amount of dollars, then you've probably made a mistake there, to be honest with you, because it looks like it wants to go further down, and I don't really see why that we can avoid that, really, especially when you think about the central bank the central bank wars which are going on, who's raising rates and who's pausing, and blah 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 blah. That doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Dollars are not good anymore. Assets are good. Precious metals are good. Crypto is good. So people holding on to too much dollars have lost out, really, on the majority of the gains on this first portion of this rally, this bull market which we're in. But don't worry, the markets, for the most part, don't sleep. So I'm looking for continuation on all of these charts, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be little bumps along the road. And I think there's likely to be a bump today, if not tomorrow, with the euro finding that temporary peak before the further continuation of that run. And again, a breakout from 112, we're talking much higher for the euro and much lower for the Dixie. Anyway, that's basically all I've got for you. I'm going to make a video later on INJ on request, but also because I really like the chart. But if there is any altcoins you want me to look at, and you're not prepared to pay £7.50 a month to join the live streams, so because that's normally what we do, just leave the comments in the description below about what it is you want me to look at. And if there's something worth looking at, I will make a video on it. I definitely will. Right, thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.